So we're back
with another episode.
Again from myself.
You wouldn't say that because I would be like inserted in between the other episodes. So we're back with one of Levon's cases.
That's what I just said.
No, that's not what you said.
Again from myself.
Just no.
So if they don't like hearing me,
everybody likes hearing me better.
That's not what I'm told.
By your brother.
Oh yeah. My brother listens to the podcast, and he wanted me to shout him out.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to my brother.
What's your brother's name?
My brother's name is Align.
Oh, Align. Chris's brother's name is Align too.
Yeah. So is my dad.
That's crazy. So you know 3
So
Aligns.
is my middle name.
So shout out to dad, brother, and brother.
And me, my middle name.
No, you can't shout yourself out on your own podcast.
Shout out to me.
No.
All right.
Wait. The other two are going to be like, what? When they hear it.
So, before we begin, this episode involves the abduction and murder of a child. So, there is, listener discretion is what they...
Listener discretion is
what they prefer?
advised. I feel as though
you
should always have listener discretion whether you say it or not.
But here's the thing. So you tune in, right? You wake up one day, boom, and you're like, oh, bro, I want to listen to a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro, you know what?
And then you choose true crime.
A true crime podcast. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to listen to a true... Click it. And then you listen to the whole thing and they're like, oh, they didn't give me an advisement at the beginning that it was going to be like this? What did you think it was going to be?
When you chose true crime.
I don't understand. When you put on a horror movie, do you think it's just not going to scare you? You're just not going to have jump outs?
I think maybe because some cases don't have like abuse. It's just the murder.
Cry me a river, bro.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Anyways, so in case you didn't know, you're listening to Coffee Meets Murder. I'm your host, Levon.
And I'm Janalis.
And some cases are remembered because the killer becomes famous. Like John Wayne Gacy.
Zodiac Killer.
The Zodiac Killer.
And so on.
Jack the Ripper. Some because of the courtroom drama or shocking twists, like OJ, who didn't do it.
Allegedly.
Or Ted Bundy also was famous because of the courtroom.
Right, because of how he behaved there. And at some point, I think he even defended himself. Yeah.
This case is remembered for a different reason. It's remembered because one child's death forced the world to admit something uncomfortable. That when a child is taken, minutes matter. And we weren't ready at that time. This isn't just a story about a crime. It's a story about failure, grief, and change. This is the story of Amber Hagerman.
Okay.
You never heard her?
No.
I guarantee you, as I go through the case, you're going to figure it out.
Okay. Maybe I've heard of it, but the name doesn't ring a bell right now. I know that when you said what the case was about, something rang in my head, but when you said now her name, it's not the same case.
I got you.
But it's crazy how many similar cases happen.
Actually, before I start, I did this, bro, how do you call it? I kind of just backed up. The human trafficking task force here in Florida. And the guy spoke. It was about a different case. It wasn't a human trafficking case, but the guy talked to me about how much that happens, and it is insane. It is ridiculously insane. A child can go missing today, be sold 5-10 times on the same day. Different people moved around.
Right. So nothing else happens to the kid, but she gets sold over and over and over until she lands on a
nothing happens that we know of. But you know, God forbid she encounters a weirdo or whatever, and
uses her at that moment and then sells her the next. That's crazy.
That is insane.
That's insane.
But before Amber was a headline, she was a little girl living a very normal life. Mm-hmm. Born on November 25th, 1986, Amber Renee Hagerman was 9 years old. In January of 1996, I might have made a mistake.
Okay.
She lived in Arlington, Texas, and often spent time with her grandparents. A routine that felt safe and familiar. Family members described Amber as independent and confident. She wasn't shy. She liked doing things on her own, especially riding her bike. She had a younger brother, Ricky, whom she was protective of in that quiet. I might have spazzed that when I wrote. Instinctive way older siblings often are. There was nothing unusual about her life. No warning signs, no dangerous patterns. And that detail matters. Because when children are harmed, society often looks for reasons. Something the parents did, or something the children shouldn't have done. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In Amber's case, there was nothing to blame at all. In the mid-1990s, Arlington was a growing city positioned between Dallas and Fort Worth. Neighborhoods expanded quickly, filled with families looking for stability and routine. Crime existed, obviously, as it does everywhere. But violent stranger abductions was rare. Parents worried about car accidents, drugs, or teenage trouble. Not about daylight kidnappings in open spaces.
I know exactly what case this is now. But go ahead.
That sense of safety wasn't careless. It was cultural. It was statistical. And it created an environment where predators could hide in plain sight.
Well, yeah, when crime happens, you don't expect it to happen in broad daylight where people are out running, walking on their bikes, walking their dog, so you would think that crime is lower statistically.
Correct.
So you wouldn't think something as bad as kidnapping.
Correct.
Or burglary or assault. And you know what? Nowadays, there's a lot more burglary and assault happening in broad daylight.
Yep.
And I feel like they need to tone it down. They need to tone it down because
we'll just send the message to the criminals.
I'm sending it right now.
Tone it down.
Tone it down. Tone it down.
Do it at night.
This is me trying to help you.
Yeah. Do it at night, please.
It's crazy. Tone it down because what are you trying to do?
Yeah, come on.
Also, that means that you've become very brazen.
Yeah, they got desperate.
Brazen as hell, I think.
The problem is I don't think a lot of people walk or do anything at night anymore, like in the middle of the street.
I guess so. Like the kids would always be outside, and kids are like
exactly.
a number one witness.
Nowadays, that's not gonna happen.
No. Especially like when I see people like online, I see videos of people stealing Amazon packages. Again, broad daylight.
Oh my God!
First of all, why are you taking my Amazon package?
At this point, they don't even care anymore that you have like the Ring camera. Nothing. They just look at the camera and just take it right there.
Not even. They walk up to your porch. Like if they live there.
Yep.
They grab the bag. They go. Throw out a peace sign, and then they leave.
That's it.
And then you're just there at work looking at your Ring camera like, that was my package.
No. Jimmy's gift. All right. Saturday, January 13th, 1996. Felt ordinary. The weather was mild for winter. The sky was clear. It was the kind of day where children were allowed a little extra freedom. Amber and her 5-year-old brother Ricky rode their bikes through the parking lot of an abandoned Winn-Dixie grocery store near their grandparents' home. Kids had played there before. It was visible from the nearby houses.
Behind a grocery store?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you remember like going to weird places like this in order to like play?
Yeah.
Like what?
There's a forest somewhere here, like a small forest somewhere here, and there was a zip line attached to that forest.
Like Lost Lakes?
No, not there. So we would do the zip line. Well, somebody had to hold it. So I zip line. The person that hold it, maybe he didn't.
In this random forest.
Yeah, it was a small bro. It's
forest in Florida, guys.
No, it's right here by where we go to eat the. Oh my god, I can't describe the place. But the next time, the next time we pass by, I'm gonna let you know.
Okay.
So the zip line. We just rode the zip line.
Was it like at a park?
No.
It sounds very sketchy, Levon. Why would you hang out there?
Private property. Definitely.
Oh, so you were trespassing, huh? It's crazy.
Statute of limitation.
Being a felon.
Statute of limitation.
A felon since like 12 years old.
That's crazy. So
what's crazy is you were ziplining in a random forest.
Oh, what's also funnier is that the guy holding it didn't hold it right. So the thing cracks up, right? When I let go, like it slams up and it comes back down and the plastic hits me on my cheek, cutting me like perfectly on my cheek. For me to go home, right? Obviously go to my mom. And she's like, "Oh my God, how did that happen to you?" How am I supposed to tell my mom that I was ziplining private property?
I fell, and, you know.
No, I told her I fell, and the end of my bike didn't have the rubber anymore. So I was like, "Oh, I just clicked me right there."
She was still like, "You idiot, you idiot."
Yeah. So
little did she know.
She probably know now.
She's gonna go up to you and be like, "You idiot!" Bang! Whack you upside the head.
So they weren't sneaking, they weren't breaking rules, and they weren't alone in the world. At approximate 3:10 p.m., a black pickup truck pulled into the lot. Nothing about it drew immediate attention, and that itself was the problem. The man got out of the truck. There was no extended conversation, no drawn-out interaction. He grabbed Amber, she screamed, she fought back. Her bike fell to the pavement, and Ricky froze. A response, psychologists later note, is common in children witnessing sudden violence. The brain shuts down movement in an attempt to survive. A nearby neighbor, Jimmy Wright, heard Amber's screams. He ran towards the sound and saw a man forcing a child into the truck. He shouted, but he was too far away.
Okay, wait, pause. So they were just riding their bikes?
Yeah, they were just riding around.
Some guy just pulled up, got off the car.
Black truck pulls up.
Yanked her out the bike. Her brother, I believe, does nothing.
Froze. What psychologists say, I guess it's like normal. Your brain is like trying to survive, which that one doesn't make sense to me. But
I feel like your brain gets in like this mode of fight or flight. And because you freeze, I feel like it's in between wanting to run away, but since it's his sister, he's like, I need to go help, but if I go help, what if he's gonna harm me? So your actual body is saying,
it's like fighting between
your body is like, I need to go, but then your brain is like, I need to help her. You know what I mean? So you stay frozen because you don't know what to do. Your mind and body are not aligning at that moment. It makes sense, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, everybody's different. You know what I mean? So, like, his response was to freeze. Yeah. But, like, you might want to take action and run straight to him. Or I might be like, deuces, and leave.
Yeah.
So, everybody's different. And, like, when we start to be like, oh, you should have done this or you should have done that. Yeah, like, it's not fair.
Monday morning quarterbacking thing, like, you can't do that to somebody.
No. You can't, because I'm pretty sure he felt some type of way after it happened.
And life experiences play,
of course,
they play a role in all of it. It's a 5-year-old kid,
right?
He's just learning about life. How is he supposed to?
What do you expect a 5-year-old to do, anyways? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he remembers that. Like, he's remembered that for the rest of his life. I'm sure
that has weighed on him his entire life.
Of course, but he, as a person, you need to understand that sometimes that's the best you could have done. Because he would have been taken too. He's 5. Exactly. What is he, like 2 feet tall? Exactly. That was easier than picking her up, Yeah. So it's just, what is it? What is that called? Victim blaming? Yeah. Victim shaming. whatever that is. Like, he was a victim too. Yeah. In that situation. They just didn't choose him at the moment.
So, Jimmy Wright, by the time he reached to the parking lot, the truck was already speeding off, and Amber was gone. From first contact to disappearance, the abduction took seconds. Police were called immediately.
He ran home?
Who?
The 5-year-old?
That didn't say it anywhere. I just read the frozen part, but then Jimmy Wright, the neighbor that heard her scream, ran towards her, and then
But by the time he got to where she was, they had already sped with her.
It was seconds. The guy literally pulled up.
Oh, okay, so he probably picked up the little boy, took him home, did the whole 9, and he was the one who called 911. Got it.
Police were called immediately.
Can you imagine? Forget this kid. Run to the house. The kid's just there frozen forever.
Poor kid. Officers arrived quickly. Helicopters were dispatched. Patrol cars flooded nearby streets. This was not a lazy response. That was not indifference. But in 1996, law enforcement faced limitations that would prove devastating. They had no cell phone notifications, no license plate readers, no real-time mass communication, and they did not have the one thing we have now, Amber Alert systems.
I have a theory about those Amber Alert systems.
Information.
Is that what she's called? Is that why it's called Amber?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's named after her.
That's crazy.
Information had to move through dispatch, then to patrol, then to media outlets. A process that took precious time. In stranger abductions, time is everything. Investigators later believed Amber was likely killed within hours of being taken.
Oh, what was the point?
Of taking her?
Of taking her and then killing her. Like, what is the point?
I mean...
See, this is why kids can't go out and live and play freely anymore.
Correct.
And then we were like, oh, they should be under their iPads. Well, maybe if you stop abducting them while they're outside living a regular childhood.
Yeah.
Or maybe if somebody would be supervising them, that'd be great. Because what are you doing? Good. What are you doing playing outside of a Publix, of a grocery store?
That's good. Oh, in 1996?
Outside in the back no less.
Yeah.
And in that area, there's probably forest. Like the forest, the patch of pavement, and the grocery store. What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? And with your 5-year-old, you're 9. You're not even double digits. Somebody should have been supervising, whatever. That's who I'm blaming.
So that evening, Arlington changed. News stations interrupted programming with Amber's description. Search teams combed the fields, draining areas and neighborhoods. Volunteers gathered, hoping to help. Parents across Texas reacted instinctively. Children were called inside early. Doors were locked sooner than usual. Lights stayed on. This wasn't panic. It was awareness. The realization that safety could disappear without warning. For 4 days, Amber's family lived in a state no one should have to experience. Families of missing children often describe this period as suspended reality. Not fully grieving, not living, just waiting.
That's the hard part. That's the hardest part, I think.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to grieve because it's like you kind of don't want to lose the hope that, they died or something.
Right. But then even if so much time has passed and the hope of her being alive is gone, you still have hope that you would at least find her.
Yeah.
To have that sort of closure. But it's like you still don't. And I think that's the hardest part. Because at least if you find her and you know what happened, you don't stay with the, what if I could have done this? What if I could have done that? What if we would have done this? What if we would have done that? Yep. You know what I mean? Like the ifs and the what ifs.
I think the ifs and the what if, it's what hurts the family the most.
Right. It's the limbo. It's the lingering. It's the not knowing. And even though time passes and you've grieved it, it's moved on, it's still like a piece or a hole that's missing because you just don't know, And I think that's the hardest part.
Yep.
because you can't fully grieve and heal from that. You stay with it.
Yeah, I think so too. Mm-hmm. So, phones rang constantly. Most tips went nowhere. Some calls were cruel hoaxes, which is, again, it's such you have to be such a horrible person to call the family and to basically BS them into information about their missing daughter.
What is the point in that?
How does that make you, like, how do you find that amusing?
You give the family, like, this great hope that is fake.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you completely derail the entire investigation on the route that they were going. Could have been the right route. And then you call, you say your little misinformation to play around or for whatever reason you do it. And you derail the entire thing to a different pathway that had nothing to do because you decided that it was funny to call.
Exactly.
I don't understand why people do that. I don't. Because time is so important in all of these cases. And because you tried to be funny, that's the only way I can say it, you've made them completely waste time. And who knows, maybe those minutes that it took to, and all that time wasted on your theory or your tip
could have been put to something else.
That would have solved the case even.
But, other people did call with well-meaning, but unfortunately they were also wrong. Amber's parents spoke publicly.
But even if you call with well-meaning, I accept that more
than the hoax.
Than you calling just for fun.
Of course. So Amber's parents spoke publicly, pleading for her safe return. They didn't demand revenge. They didn't assign blame. They just wanted their daughter home. And on January 17th, 1996, 4 days after Amber vanished, a man walking his dog near the Trinity River noticed something unnatural in a drainage ditch. It was Amber. She was found approximately 4 miles from where she had been abducted. Police confirmed she had been murdered. Details were intentionally withheld, partly to preserve the investigation, and partly to protect the dignity of a child who deserved more than public speculation. What mattered was this: Amber was not coming home. Despite an intense investigation, Amber's killer was never identified. The reasons are painfully clear in hindsight. Surveillance cameras were rare, DNA database were limited, witness descriptions were vague, and the suspect vehicle was common. A black pickup truck in Texas could describe thousands of vehicles. And as time passed, evidence degraded and memories faded. Leads dried up. This case went cold. Not because it was forgotten, but because the tools didn't yet exist to solve it yet. Investigators and behavioral experts have offered theories, but not conclusions. Some believe the abductor was a local, opportunistic predator familiar with the area. Others believe he may have been transient, passing through Arlington via the nearby highways. A third theory suggests the possible of a serial offender, though no confirmed link to other cases have ever been established. There are theories only, no suspect has ever been charged.
Oh.
My nose is getting stuffy.
It is. You should blow it.
For Amber's parents, there was no trial, nor courtroom, no verdict. Unresolved loss becomes a different kind of grief, one without an ending. It doesn't fade, it doesn't close, it simply becomes part of daily life.
So they just don't know who it is?
Nope.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
You know that, the movie, Black Phone?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
I think they kind of tied John Wayne Gacy into that too. But the abduction with the kids and the black van.
Yeah.
really is similar to this.
Yeah, because I think the movie had like multiple different kids.
Yeah, they went missing and never found again.
Yeah.
And then, they added that whole balloon aspect with the kind of like
the mask,
clown mask that he had on. But he would dress in black too. And he was just an old weirdo man.
Yeah.
And I think that's why sometimes people don't get found, because they're just mundane people that you wouldn't think to even look at twice.
Yeah. That's true.
And then, or they're just weird, so people don't really look into them, and it's like whatever, because they've never really been around that type of situation, so to speak. Yeah. So it's like you don't look into it, and that's what it is. Like the old weird dude that kidnapped 3 girls and had them in there for years.
Who?
You don't know about that case? I can't tell you right now specifics, but it was well, at the time he was old, but he kidnapped 3 girls, 3 girls, and I want to say 8, 9, 10 years old, and they lived in his house to be women.
No way.
Mm-hmm. He kept them all alive. He would rape and torture them. Family would go in there, had no idea. Okay. And he even had a baby with one of them.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when he had the kid, that's when he kind of put his guard down. And the baby was the one eventually who saved them. But it's another episode.
Oh.
But yeah, he was a regular dude who would have thought that he had 3 children, basically, up in the second roof or in the basement. Up in the second roof, the second floor.
Yeah.
Or in the basement tied down.
Damn.
It was insane.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, unresolved loss becomes a different kind of grief. One without an ending. It doesn't fade, it doesn't close, it simply becomes part of a daily life. Amber's family continued living in a world that moved forward without answers. In the weeks following Amber's death, her mother, Donna Hagerman, received a call from a woman named Linda Collins. Linda had once experienced the terror of missing a child. Though her daughter was eventually found alive, Linda asked a simple question. Why didn't the public know immediately? And there was no good answer. So they decided to create an answer. Texas lawmakers acted quickly. The new system was designed to interrupt radio and television broadcasts with urgent information when a child was abducted and believed to be in danger. It would mobilize the public, turning millions of people into potential witnesses. They named it Amber Alert. America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. So they used Amber, right? Her name, they turned it into kind of like an acronym for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response. And it wasn't branding, it was a remembrance. By 2003, Amber Alerts were adopted nationwide. Today, all 50 states participate. Alerts reach phones, highways, radios, and televisions. As everybody gets those Amber Alerts on their phone. And over 1,000 children have been recovered because of this system. Amber's legacy is measurable. Lives saved, families spared, and time has been reclaimed. Amber Alerts aren't perfect. Critics point to alert fatigue, overuse, and geographical reach. But data consistently shows that early public notification dramatically increases the chances of recovery in strange abduction cases. Amber's case demonstrates what happens when the system doesn't exist. Amber's story changed how media covers missing children. It's less spectacle, more urgency, more focus on recovery. It's a reminder that true crime storytelling carries responsibility, not to exploit pain, but to remember lives. Amber was not an alert tone or notification. She was the girl. And that is it.
And that is it for this podcast?
That's it. Well, not for the podcast, for the episode.
Well, you know what I mean. But hold on. Little fun fact. We have a cousin that every single time an Amber Alert goes off on the phone, you know how the phone goes crazy.
Yeah, it starts blaring.
It vibrates, it blares, and you know it's an Amber Alert. If he hears or sees it, he will have a panic attack.
No way.
He has a straight up panic attack, and
poor kid.
No one knows why.
Maybe because he knows what it's about.
But he's like 8, so who told you what it was about? And then I asked my aunt, I was like, how does he know what that means? Because I can be 7, 8 years old and not know what the sound means, you know? Yeah. And it comes out on your iPad, on an iPhone, on the TV sometimes, you know? So I go to her, how does he know what that means? She goes, I don't know. And I've tried to explain it to him multiple times, what it means and how it's a good thing because it's alerting people to, you know, help the missing child and everything. But she says it does nothing. Like, he will freak out to the point where he gets pale and starts to have like cold sweats. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Oh my God.
And then she's like, it's scary because he won't even touch an electronic for a while after that. Like, for the rest of the day, he'll be like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. Like, he'll be holding his iPad and it'll like ding and like go crazy, and then he'll just have he'll start blaring with it, you know? Yeah. And I don't know if someone told him, like, oh, that means that, like, a missing child.
Maybe they told him in school.
Maybe that a missing child is, there's a missing child, and then I don't know if in his brain he switches to thinking that it's gonna be him. Yeah. Or it could be him, and it's just scary.
That could be it, yeah.
It's just scary. But that's a fun fact. I didn't know that was why. Not a fun fact, but, you know, I didn't know that was why Amber Alert was named Amber Alert.
I mean, they turned it into kind of like an acronym, I guess. But, yeah, it was based on her.
But what was she, like, one of the first unsolved?
No, I'm sure she's not the first, but, I mean...
It's because maybe the parents didn't want to give up. Went nationwide and stuff like that.
Yeah, the parents didn't want to give up on it, and then, you know, the lady, Linda Collins...
Why is it that some cases get more exposure than others?
Persistence.
Is it that?
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, right now we're living in the time of this person that kidnapped this lady's mom. What's her name? Ruthie, right?
Yeah.
Ruthie Guthrie's. Yeah. Is that? I might be saying it wrong.
It's like Nancy or something. I know who you're talking about.
Right. I think she's in like this talk show in the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can turn on the news right now and they're still talking about it.
Right.
And the entire thing was broadcasted for days.
Well, that one is just because of who they are.
Right, but just like for example, the one that happened in Orlando, Florida, the Casey Anthony case with her 3-year-old daughter, of whether she killed her or didn't she kill her.
Correct.
That was broadcasted, and I remember being in middle school, and I was like, she did it. She did it. And then people in my class were like, no, they didn't. And I'm like, and it was like a whole debate. I mean, we were just 13 because it was being broadcasted. Johnny Depp. But that's because of who Johnny Depp is.
Yeah.
You know? Gabby Petito was also very much broadcasted.
Yeah.
You know? And you knew who she was. Yeah. And we live in Florida, and this whole thing happened up in, like, upstate.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's like,
why? Yeah, why? I'm not sure.
You know, back when what was her name? Oh, the little girl, the 6-year-old, the one that was missing from her house in Christmas. Oh my goodness, you know who she is? The little girl. Her dad found her in the basement.
John Bonet?
Yes, Ramsey. That one took the entire country by storm too.
But they were famous. She was a famous like pageant. I think it was a pageant.
I don't know. Do you know anything about pageants now? Because I don't know anything about pageants now. Even back then, I wouldn't know anything about pageants now.
Yeah. No.
Her dad was wealthy because he was like a CEO or something, a high exec.
Yeah.
Or something in some kind of business that he had. But I don't know in that aspect much about them other than that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But another story.
Another episode.
Another
day.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, and please follow us on our Instagram. What is it, Levon?
Please. Coffee Meets Murder.
Alrighty. See you next week. What?
Coffee Meets Murder podcast.
All right. Coffee Meets Murder podcast is our Instagram.
Alrighty.
See you next week.